I have a new video for you guys because T.I. and Tiny are in big trouble. These superstars are being accused of horrific crimes by over 30 women. According to those coming forward, T.I. has issues with substances and his wife is running the ring of these women. We're going to unpack everything we know about the investigation and these allegations. So let's get into it. If you guys don't know who Clifford Joseph Harris Jr. is, you may recognize him by his stage name, T.I. or Tip. He is a famous American rapper who's done pretty well for himself. Actually, he's had 8 of his albums go into the top 10, 3 of those reaching #1 between the years of 2006 and 2008. He's also had an acting career appearing in Marvel's Ant-Man, and he's been on numerous reality TV shows. Actually, that's where I've seen him the last few years, but a lot of this has slowed down because of these allegations. His wife is Tamika Harris, but she's better known by her stage name, Tiny. Tia and Tiny have been very successful in reality TV, but she's had a career of her own. Back in the day, she was part of an R&B group named Escape. She's also known for co-writing the TLC hit No Scrubs, which we all love that song. I don't want no scrub. A scrub is a guy that can't get no love from me. T.I. and Tiny married in 2010, and they seemed like a really happy couple. They had several kids together, but in 2016, Tiny actually filed for divorce. The reason why she claimed she wanted a divorce was because she was struggling with postpartum. She just had a child, and she just wasn't feeling good about their relationship, but the following year, she reconciled the divorce papers and just, got rid of them. Her and T.I. were going strong up until this year because they have been being accused of awful and horrific crimes by several different women, including close friends. So today we're going to talk about everything going on with this couple because they're currently being investigated. So at the end of January of this year, one of the couple's close friends, Sabrina Peterson, went to Instagram to share some traumatic experiences she has had with T.I. and Tiny. She shared this to a large audience and it went viral, and it started a domino effect because a lot of other women started coming forward after hearing what Sabrina had to say. So this is Sabrina. Keep in mind, she is a close friend of the couple, and she's going to talk about how T.I. put a G-U-N to her head. I'm going to have to censor out that word, of the device because YouTube does not like any of those weapons or weapon talk. And it's a very sad story that she's telling, so I'm giving you guys a trigger warning now.
Your husband put a gun to my head after me looking out for you. On several occasions. You are the bad woman. You can say you're the woman that's always somewhere crying. You're the one that's always being cheated on. You're the one but you're the one that wants to go run to your friends and tell them what he did wrong in X, Y, and Z. And I was so young, I did not know.
So she's automatically going off on T.I., obviously, claiming that T.I. is a very physical husband, obviously, something that he should never be, and that Tiny has taken the brunt of it, and that she's been crying, that she has watched her at her lowest point because of T.I., and she constantly stands up for Tiny against T.I., and one night, just T.I. took it way too far.
Oh. Not listen to a woman when she's going crazy and crying about her relationship. The only thing I knew is that my friend was going through X, Y, and Z, and I jumped the in like the mess I was. But the facts do remain the same. And if so I've let this go because it's so freaking old. This is so old, but this is a part of my trauma. This is a part of my truth. This is so old.
So she really wants you guys to know that this is something that happened in the past. And you will learn throughout this video that it seems like T.I. and Tiny, they have been at this for a very long time. It wasn't like they hurt a bunch of people in 1 year or 2 years. It's gone across a decade of people coming forward saying, you know what? Tiny really did put me in a compromising situation. Or, T.I. had some substances that he was passing around or pressuring people to use. And as we go through this video, you will learn about those stories stories, but this started the whole domino effect, and she going off on Tiny really just opened up a huge just door into the, what's going on behind the scenes in the rap game, and, with Tiny and with these, women in Atlanta and across the United States that they would party with, do substances with, and all very concerning. That's why there's an investigation.
So old that he went on to make songs about it and so forth and so on. That same silver that was on the table when he was arrested, that one silver revolver with the long nose on it was the he put to my head. So my PSA today is about me speaking about my past trauma, what I went through. That's my truth. Your daughter was there to witness it. His sister Precious, rest in peace, was there to witness it. And many other children. The statute of limitations.
Oh no. Many other children were there to witness that fight that went down. And she's talking about how she can't go to the police because it happened so long ago.
He can't go to jail for what he did to me. But at the end of the day, my truth is my truth. What I lived is what I lived. But the part that's disheartening and more hurtful than anything else is that the woman that I stood for, the woman, the quote unquote friend whose back I had, is now turning around and saying, the things you're saying, you're disgusting. Ooh. You're a disgusting individual. Your words need to be, because my voice has spoke up, many women will follow. That's what you need to be worried about today. Don't worry about me. I'm outside the statute of limitations.
Wow, I mean, that's incredibly intense to just watch how passionate she was speaking to the camera. And I feel like she is telling the truth because she's showing that emotion. She's just, straight up sharing what happened, and she doesn't care what's going to, the consequences. And that's what we really need when it comes to combating, evil Hollywood, because there are a lot of people with power taking advantage of normal people, and they will never be held accountable because they have, Hollywood's protection. But what she said at the end of that live stream was that many women will come forward, and that's what T.I. and Tiny need to be scared of. And honestly, they should have listened to her, because a wave of women actually reached out to Sabrina, and she used her Instagram to share these women's stories. So I have over 20 screenshots that she has shared on her Instagram page of women contacting her and claiming that they have gone through something with T.I. and Tiny. Keep in mind, guys, we are at the point where lawyers are stepping in and there's an investigation. We're still in January, where it's pretty much like, T.I. and Tiny versus their friend Sabrina Peterson, who is just a friend of the couple, a long-term friend. And now she is presenting a bunch of stories from people who have reached out to her, claiming they have gone through these incidents with them, and we haven't had any, investigation go on or any lawyers step in and write letters like they will. So we're not going to rush through these, but we're going to kind of go through them pretty quickly, because I'm not going to read them all to you guys, but I have summarized pretty much the message from each one, and a lot of them are very, very horrendous. So trigger warning right here, because it's going to get very dark. As you guys know, T.I. and Tiny have their reality show. Well, this person claims there needs to be a TV show called Surviving T.I. and Tiny, because a lot of dancers in Atlanta would agree that they have been violated by this couple. So I don't know what drugs I can say on YouTube, so I'm going to use the term substances. But when I use that term, guys, keep in mind that they prefer MOLLY. So a type of, I believe it's an upper, but honestly, I'm not too familiar with it. I know that I don't actually know anything about it. I don't know if you do it in your nose or in your mouth or what, but it's MOLLY. There's songs about it out there, and that's supposedly what they like to use. So this person was hanging out with the couple, and allegedly the couple pressured her to using this substance, and if she didn't, they were not going to buy her plane ticket back, or they were going to cancel her plane ticket so she cannot go home. They had a really rough night with T.I. and Tiny, and they claimed that they just, black out and woke up with T.I.'s friends, and supposedly T.I. just like passed them along to the friends to just like use. They also claimed that Tiny is pretty much the ringleader in all of this. Like, she's organizing it, she's recruiting the girls, and it seems like that is a recurring theme throughout these messages. Another person claims that they actually have neurological issues now because of the amount of MOLLY substances that they were using and pressured to use by the couple. Actually, that same person who came forward to Sabrina also claimed that T.I. would refer to the women as cattle. So as he was like hanging out with them and, you know, switching them around and passing them around to different friends, he would refer to the women as cattle, like cows. This next one is really bad, and pretty much in 2013, this woman was hanging out with T.I. and Tiny. She was a dancer, and she actually had a physical altercation with Tiny because Tiny was allegedly getting jealous of that girl because she was getting a ton of attention from T.I. So she fought her, which I feel like, again, is so incredibly toxic because they are obviously hooking up with a lot of various different people, which if you want to do things in your bedroom, that I guess it's totally fine. There's no laws or legal laws out there, but there are laws out there to protect those who don't want to do it, and it seems like they constantly violate those. Well, that girl left the party, and she claims that Tiny gave her a nasty goodbye, telling her that if she ever speaks about what happened, that she has stuff on her and she's going to use it against her. This next story, I don't even really know how to retell it because I might have to blank out a bunch of words. You guys can pause it and read it, but pretty much there was an altercation with a neighbor where someone was supposedly, allegedly, like attempted to be kidnapped. There was supposedly this huge physical altercation, and during the entire event, their children were just locked in the closet. Which sounds very familiar to Lil Tay, that little internet star. She was actually locked in her closet, supposedly by her father as a child, which I think no child should ever be locked into a closet. I feel like that would leave them with psychological issues. Another story of women who are actually 15 and 16 years old, so minors who claim that they were invited backstage. It was one of their birthdays, they were turning 16, again another one was 15, and they were allegedly pressured to use substances and do things, but they were smart and they got out as soon as possible. So they never actually did anything with those people, but they were in that environment, they approached it, and they were like, oh hell no, I am getting out of here. Another woman was 20 years old when she hung out with the group, and she claims there was a lot of substance use. It was a very extremely toxic environment where people were getting physical with each other, where women were doing things they did not want to do. It is so bad, guys. I mean, supposedly these two, T.I. and Tiny, would like get women to a point where they were just so unconscious, their head was just like laying back and they were just doing things to them pretty much where they, obviously cannot consent to it. So these are huge claims here. Another story from a few years ago of a woman who hung out with the couple and she was pressured to do things with them, including substances, and Tiny and her actually got into a physical altercation and the woman was gone. Whatever went down there was extremely bad because Tiny said if this girl ever goes out and talks about what went down, that she's gonna get rid of her. One woman who is a dancer at a club claims that T.I. would actually go into the club with fresh, crispy bills and would hit all the, dancers with them on their butts until they got welts. Literally so hard with those crispy dollars until they were harmed from it. That just tells me that this guy has bad energy and not a good character if he disrespects women like this. Another woman claims to be a regular for the couple, so she would go over to their home and hang out. She actually brought a friend one day, and T.I. gave them some pills to take. They actually did not take them. They spit it up in their soda, but later on, after they did things with the couple invited friends over to do things with them, and the friends are celebrities who supposedly paid the women $3,000 each to just do whatever, and actually the girl just felt so violated by it all, she left and never went back to hang out with the couple. They also claim that Tiny enjoys mistreating women. She doesn't like to see T.I., kissing up on different women because that is her husband, so she gets a little bit nasty behind the scenes when it comes down to that. This is probably the worst story of them all. I mean, they're all really horrendous, but in 2016, this girl went to go hang out at a hotel with T.I. and Tiny, and she actually had a friend with her. At this time, her friend actually protected her from the couple and what was going on there because there were a ton of women going back and forth to the bathroom using substances and not looking good after, like literally unconscious. And her friend told T.I., oh no, she's good, told security she's good, don't do anything with her, because the other women were treated pretty much like cattle, like what T.I. calls them, and was being pushed back and forth, and there was one girl who supposedly took so many substances that she was in the bathroom and they didn't know if she was even alive at that point. The woman is supposedly a nurse and checked her pulse and said it was very, very extremely slow, and that story haunts her to this day. So Sabrina Peterson was sharing a bunch of these stories on her Instagram page, and T.I. definitely did not like it. Actually, it led to him and supposedly other people, and I don't know if he was connected to them or not, but there were women who were submitting false stories about T.I. and Tiny to see if Sabrina would repost them. And that's something you have to keep in mind, that we don't know if these stories are true or not because they're just Instagram users sharing it to her. She's screenshotting it and posting it. There's no verification of the story itself. And actually, T.I. posted several stories on his page that were allegedly fake and was reposted by Sabrina. So we have to keep in mind that there needs to be a thorough investigation on T.I. and Tiny. We can't just take these Instagram messages and run with them and just arrest them. We need to make sure that these are legitimate, and by reposting these, we're making Sabrina and those people coming forward look bad. Like, are all of them fake? If T.I. is sharing multiple stories that were reposted that were fake, none of the stories that we just went through were those stories that were, created by supposedly T.I. and another group of people, but those stories are out there, and it's harmful to the bigger picture of what's going on here because it's like, wait, hold up, are all of these Instagram things lies? I mean, should we believe Sabrina? Is she fact-checking any person that she shares their story on her Instagram page? Because I do believe fact-checking is important. So like I was saying, T.I. was posting those fake stories on his page trying to prove that Sabrina and those women were lying, and he actually made an Instagram video where he talked to his fans telling them what was going on. Keep in mind, guys, I did trim this clip down so that we weren't watching the full entire video. It's like, I think it's 8 minutes long, but if you want to go watch it for yourself, I encourage you to do so, but here are the highlights.
Hey. So, as y'all could probably guess or imagine, it's been extremely difficult for me to remain quiet in light of all the things that have transpired and all of the egregious allegations that's been tossed around about me and my wife. Because unfortunately right now, it doesn't matter as much what they can prove you did. It matters what you can prove you didn't. You know what I mean? Now, what we're not going to do is open up the door to my bedroom, as you shouldn't have to either. Open up the door to my bedroom for everybody to come in, chime in, and make their opinions about what we do and don't do or should or shouldn't do. But I will say this. Whatever we ever have done has been done with consensual adults who into what we into and like what we like. If we want something, we know exactly where to go to get it. We ain't never forced nobody. We ain't never drugged nobody against their will. We ain't never held nobody against their will. We ain't never made nobody do anything. We ain't never trafficked anything. These are not stories of actual events. They're not. And I have proof of that. And that's why I said it. I have proof of that. I have proof of people who have gone on live with this person.
I do feel like if you're going to say in one breath that you aren't going to open up the doors to your bedroom, and then in the next breath say you have proof that this hasn't gone down, you can't really do both. You know, you need to be very transparent with them with what has happened, because a lot of these women are taking serious action, which we'll talk about in a second.
And they later said, man, I just wanted some clout. I also want you to know it's evil at play. I'm talking about evil. I'm talking like, evil. And there's been a history. We've had a history in dealing with the particular individual in question. We've had a history of it, man. Had a history of it. And there is a record of pattern behavior like this. And we can't just, weaponize social media to take down people who have families and who communities depend on. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about who have done everything that they can to uplift and help to evolve our communities. We can't tear our people down like that. But I was built for this. I was born to be in this position. I was born to be in this position, to face pressure and sit in the fire so it benefits others in the future. I was born to be in this position. God put me here for this. So whatever evil has been conjured up to come against me, no weapon formed against me shall prosper.
So I don't love his Instagram live. I mean, I don't really know what you expect from him or what to say, but I just feel like he was like talking about, his community work and things like that, which are all amazing. But at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter what this person does during their free time if they have committed these crimes that he's being accused of. And it's becoming all too serious because a lawyer named Tyrone A. Blackburn steps into the case, and he actually does a press conference. And in this press conference, he asks anyone if they want to come forward or if they have witnessed something about T.I. and Tiny that would, be criminal, please come forth and join us in this movement to call them out and to hold them accountable. According to this attorney, more than 30 women, survivors, and witnesses have come forward with eerily consistent claims of SA, which, I cannot say on YouTube, but are really serious and something that T.I. and Tiny should be worried about. The accusations include forced substance use, kidnapping, the R word, which obviously I cannot say, and intimidation in at least 2 states. So they are actually being investigated both in California and in Georgia because that's where they spend their time and that's where people are coming forward from. In March 2021, 4 women came forward accusing the Harrises of doing things involving substances and SA. Actually, to break it down, 2 of them gave accounts of the alleged, what happened, physical things, back in 2005 to the New York Times. One alleges she was invited to a couple's VIP area in the nightclub where her drink was spiked, leaving her incapacitated when the couple later essayed her in the hotel room. Keep in mind, guys, just because they got married in 2010 does not mean they haven't been together for a very, very long time. Another woman alleges the couple forced her to engage in different things with different women against her will after forcing her to take a substance that she did not want to do. She alleged that the other women told her of being kidnapped and held against their will for days at a time. Both women said that they had been, told that they would be hurt if they spoke about what has happened. The attorney is actually representing 11 people total who said that they were harmed by the couple or members of their entourage. It's actually really hard to read about because, as a lot of you guys know, in America, we have an issue with humans and, the issues with blah, 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 trafficking. I don't want to say blah, 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 because I'm just trying to create a space between the words because, YouTube does not like this type of content. I'm not trying to have it flagged and taken down and give me a strike. But one of these women are claiming that the events that gone down happened in Nevada, in Florida, and in California, where she was passed around to different people to do things with her. That attorney, Blackburn, actually reached out to prosecutors in California and Georgia and wrote a letter claiming that they need to open an investigation. There are several laws that this couple supposedly broke, by, engaging in these activities with these women, and he wants them to be investigated. The incidents happened within a span of 15 years, and these women told the attorney that they're ready to speak to prosecutors and the police about what they went through. So this man feels very confident in his case against this couple. March was an awful month for the couple because that same month, their good old friend Sabrina Peterson, the one who started off with the Instagram story, actually sued them for defamation. This lawsuit includes 2 counts. 1, invasion of privacy, and interference with economic advantage. Also, there are 2 more claims of emotional distress and another one for unspecified damages. So she is trying to take them to court and, fix her reputation because T.I. and Tiny have been dragging her name through the mud. The couple is of course denying everything, and their lawyer actually put out a statement claiming the Harrises are still waiting for the people, accusing them to reveal themselves publicly. By continuing to hide behind anonymous allegations, the unnamed people are effectively rendering themselves not credible and unworthy of belief. And I feel like these people are maybe trying to stay private because they have an attorney who is representing them, and they're worried that if their names come out, that the couple is going to do damage control and go, get rid of them, or worse, hold things against them. So I kind of understand why they want to be anonymous, but I also get why T.I. and Tiny are also like, who are these people making these claims? Like, I never heard of you. Like, what's going on? Especially if they were on all of those substances that these people are claiming that they use. Even though the couple doesn't know who the accusers are, they're still doing damage control. I mean, T.I. did his live stream on Instagram, and actually Tiny had one of her good friends speak out on their Instagram supporting T.I. and Tiny. Shekinah Jo Anderson is a popular hairstylist and someone who has worked with Tiny for many years. She worked on the set of BET with Tiny. She has gone on shows with Tiny. She has been there from the beginning with her. These two have grown very close to each other, and actually when everything was going down, Shekinah went on her page to defend her friend. She went on a rant, and I'm going to include a snippet from that video so you guys can see how she was defending her very good friend.
If Tiny would pay that attention, she wouldn't be even into it right now with Tia. She's looking fucking attention. She wants Tiny. She obsessed with Tiny. Like, she wants Tiny to be her girlfriend. Now, listen, this is my thing. If it came out, the Tip pulled the gun up, right? How do we change from Tip not the victim no more? Tip is the victim, and Tiny now is the legend. How do we go from that? So she done got mad at Tamika for taking her husband. Here go the whole goddamn thing. She has a problem. She ain't talked about nothing about how she Tamika and Tip. I said what I said. Why she ain't talking about how she done sucked? Why we ain't talking about that? Let's get into it. Yeah, y'all want to talk about? Let's get into it. I'm trying to figure out why she ain't told y'all how much she done. Why she ain't told y'all about she wanted the women who used to go recruit the. What's up? Hey, hey. Now they go to. I don't get involved. I don't know what they do in their lifestyle. I'm not a part of it. But I know she done been found. Ask her how it tastes. Go ask her. So she kind of said how. She know how that tastes too. Ask her how to be. Ask her, do she want some more? Is that the problem? Well, ask her what was going on when she was in the threesomes and the foursomes. What happened with her? Huh? What about when she used to go get the recruit the phone? Where's she at in this?
So obviously that is great for T.I. and Tiny because they have a friend here saying, you know what, hold up, like stop with these claims, this is BS, like, you know what, you're not going to do my friend like that. But the tables have recently turned, actually recently, like a few days ago, because Shekinah went on her Instagram and claims that she is no longer friends with Tiny, and that Tiny actually made her go on Instagram to say those things defending her. So she never actually felt that way. She was just being instructed by her boss, aka friend, aka not really a friend anymore, to, defend her on the gram to make her seem less guilty. So in this live stream, you're going to watch Shekinah do a 360, and she's going to turn on her friend Tiny and share the tea pretty much on what's going on with them and how she really feels about the situation.
No, I'm not. And I don't want to be friends anymore. And I don't want to be friends anymore. I wish her the best, though. I love her. Okay? So, I watched Tiny go up again, because when I met her, she was a housewife, unfortunately. I don't know if y'all remember that. But she was a housewife when I met her. She wasn't working or doing anything. She was a housewife. And that's my word to my mama, okay? You don't even know the truth behind Escape. I call all them Escape members and got them girls back together. Me. Call them and ask them.
If you guys remember in the beginning of this video, I mentioned that Tiny was part of an R&B group, Escape. Well, actually, that group was brought back together, according to Shekinah, because she made calls to the other girls to bring them all together. So let's go ahead and see what else she said.
I called each one of them girls from Escape and asked them, y'all, what the hell y'all doing? Y'all need to come on back. Me. Every last one of them I called them and told them y'all need to get back together. Then I watched every friend I had turn on me for Tiny. All my homegirls I used to be with, they were her best friends now. I say, yeah, they trashing my name, and that's why I didn't understand. I'm gonna say this. I didn't appreciate this. This is my last straw for her. When I made that comment about her, she was in a room with me, sitting right there with me. She the one telling me what to say. And then when all y'all in America go crazy.
Wow. See, okay, so first off, she's claiming that her friends are actually no longer friends with her because they saw how she stood up for Tiny, and they're like, gross, girl. I'm not gonna be friends with you if you're gonna defend these people who are being accused of horrific things. And here she's actually talking about how she defended the people, lost her friends, and now the people who she defended, T.I. and Tiny, aren't doing anything for her or defending her when she's being dragged.
My own supposed to be friends sit there and let y'all take me down. She let the world tear me up. Then when I said, you know what? I done did your hair for free. I done kissed your mother. I done been there for you. You done took all my old friends. Now they your best friends because y'all pay attention. I still was cool. Still didn't go crazy. Y'all still ain't never seen me go to Wendy Williams and tell a story. Y'all still ain't never heard of me on no radio station telling the story. Then when the world take me...
Oh, you can tell she's very emotional here, and she's hurt because her friends are now taken from her because she defended T.I., and she's like, you know what, I never went to Wendy Williams. I never ran to the radio shows. I could have, and now it seems like she wants to because of how these people are, not defending her. And I would feel that way too. Like, if I'm defending you, you're telling me on Instagram Live, what to say to the world. I feel like you should at least have my back.
Now you let me go out with these motherfuckers. Even say, hey man, but get what? The reason I took up for them folk like that, cause when they bought my name, I wish somebody would have took up for me like that. I was always at work. I went to work every day. I couldn't go hang in the club with them all night when they want to go out and kick. I'd be at work doing clients.
So she was obviously going off, but at the end there, she was talking about how she actually never really saw anything go down with the couple because she was working all the time and they would go to the club and get into their nasty business, and she had clients to work on. She would just see Tiny in the morning to do her hair. So that's not a good look for Tiny if a bunch of her friends are just dropping like flies and people don't want to be associated with them and their name because of these allegations. I mean, there's currently an investigation going on, but we really haven't heard anything about it. And T.I. has been very active on social media. Tiny hasn't been posting a ton, but she's always on her Instagram story. So I feel like they may be trying to be low-key, but they're really not that low-key at all. And I feel like maybe they should step back because these claims are pretty huge. But this isn't the first time that T.I. has done something really sketchy, because if you guys don't remember, back in the day, Rob Kardashian, when he was having his big kind of meltdown online, he actually called out T.I. and Tiny, well, specifically T.I., because he had they both did, T.I. and Tiny, but he hooked up with his, at the time, baby mama, girlfriend, Blac Chyna. And keep in mind, Blac Chyna was young, allegedly underage. Chyna also shared that when they did it, they were doing substances. So obviously this man has an eager drive that he is determined to fulfill. And this has shown across his career, including Blac Chyna and, Rob Kardashian when he called him out for hooking up with Chyna. And I mean, it's disgusting how, how T.I. just kind of got away with that, and we just all acted like Rob Kardashian didn't just say that about T.I. So I feel like this is all just starting to catch up with him, and it's time to hold him accountable. You guys may remember that T.I. was also making headlines not that long ago because he made claims and statements about his adult daughter that he goes to the gynecologist with her to make sure that she is still has her V card. So that's obviously very concerning and intrusive that he would go and make sure that his daughter has her V card when at the same time he's so, crazy in the bedroom.
Not only have we had the conversation, we have yearly trips to the gynecologist to check her.
Okay. That was T.I. earlier this month on the Ladies Like Us podcast, talking about his 18-year-old daughter, Deja.
And it doesn't seem like their family is really shutting up anytime soon. One of his daughters, that same daughter we were just talking about, actually made a statement saying that she feels like she can't talk about her dad anymore, T.I. She can't flex and brag that her dad is T.I. anymore because it's no longer cool to be T.I. because of these allegations. another one of his daughters is pretty young and she has her own YouTube channel now. So maybe they're going to start leveraging their children for income because T.I. and Tiny are, under investigation. Their show is being canceled. They have a lot going on. So I'm interested to see what happens with this investigation. And I hope if these people who are, making these or, telling these stories are telling the truth, I hope they get justice because Hollywood is a very dark and disgusting place. And it's time that we hold these people accountable. Actors, producers, directors, and rappers, and all in between, because they do not have power over us normal people, and they shouldn't feel like they have that power to take advantage of us, to violate us, and then to hold things against us, or to have an NDA or something. So I'm going to be watching this investigation very, very closely, and I will be updating you guys on what's going on here. So let me know in the comment section below, what do you guys think about this situation? What do you think about T.I. and Tiny? Do you feel like they're defending themselves in a great way? Do you feel like these people, on Instagram are just clout seeking and that maybe they are innocent and they're just, being falsely accused? I feel like where there's smoke, there's fire, and there's probably a little bit of truth to this because I believe that Sabrina had that thing put to her head, and I also believe some of those women that probably reached out to her did have those situations with T.I. and Tiny, and if they didn't, it's sick for those people to make that up, and I think karma will get them. So let's go ahead and open a P.O. Box package item. As you guys know, I open a P.O. Box item at the end of my videos, sometimes to, support small business. Sometimes people want to send me a letter just for whatever reason. So let's just do a deep breath and switch gears because I feel like that was a lot, and I really hope that those people coming forward understand that we're at a new time now. We will stand with them even if T.I. and Tiny tries to ruin their lives. If they want to come forward and speak about it, then they should do it. I mean, Sabrina is now, suing them for defamation. So it's a messy, messy situation, and I really don't know if there's light at the end of the tunnel, but we'll have to see how it all plays out. Anyways, this is from HeHa Studio. I'm not exactly sure what this is, but it says, "It's here. Your day just got a little more artsier." Cool. HeHa Studio. And it looks like it's in Ohio, Cleveland. In Ohio, Cleveland. People always say I say Ohio wrong, but I don't know how else to say it. Like Ohio. So let's go ahead and look at what they sent me. Oh, I hope they sent a letter. Let's see. So here is a, oh, wait, actually that's not a letter. That's a pen. A really cool pen. Hold up. So it looks like this might be like a little art studio moment. Oh, here we go. Here's the letter, I think. You guys know. Oh my gosh, some stickers. Look at that. That one's really cool. It's like a head with a plant and a moon or something. This one has someone skating. That's awesome. I love this one of like a person like bending over. And here are some more stickers here. I love how they can just like design these things. Oh, here is the note. Okay, perfect. It's on very thin paper too. I can almost see through. "Hi Sloan, my fiance and I love watching your channel. We are HeHa Studio, two working artists passionate about sharing our artwork with the world. Here are a few of our favorites. You can find more at hehastudio.com and check out our Instagram, HeHa_studio. Thank you, Elise and Jeff." Oh, thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate that. And I love that you have like this whole artist thing up in Ohio. So this is an enamel pen. I love this one. I don't know exactly what the meaning is behind it, but I just love how like it's very abstract, very modern, very me. No, I don't know. And again, these stickers are really cool. So I love that. Actually, I've been wearing a lot of the shirts you guys have been sending me recently. I've just been feeling like I just usually wear the same thing over and over again. I'm trying to like, I don't know, have more self-confidence and like kind of, wear other clothings and not feel really insecure, because at one point during the like quarantine, I was wearing the same thing every single day, and I've been like kind of in a funk. So I'm trying to like dress a little bit better, look a little bit better, feel a little bit better. I don't know. Here is another pen they sent me, and I love this one. It looks like maybe either tea or coffee or morning tea or morning coffee, and look at that. It is so pretty. These are both really nice pens, and they have like good backs on them. They're not like the cheap backs, so I really appreciate these. Thank you so much. And then let's go ahead and look at the shirts. I'm so hyped for this, guys, because I definitely need clothing, and they got me a large, which they know I'm a bigger girl out here. Oh my gosh, this is so cool. It says, what does it say on the back? Oh, duality. Duality. Oh, I love that. Oh my gosh, and there's like a face with two. This is so cool. Oh my gosh, I'm definitely going to wear this. I love this. Like, wear this out. Like, ooh, I love it. Ooh, in a good way. I've been saying ooh lately, like, in a positive way. Like, ooh, I like that. But I know that's probably not good. I need to get rid of that. Wow, I love this so much. Duality, duality. It's so like hipster vibes. This is so cool. And keep in mind, guys, I will link everything below, so definitely go support these artists. And this one is really cool too. It's like a man like with a shadow. See? Oh, I love that. And like you can really see the shadow. You can't see like the man as much, but wow, this is so cool. I love this so much. Thank you guys. And they actually have like, wow, like the actual HeHa printed on here. So it's a legit company and these designs are awesome. So go and support some small and local artists. You guys know I really love that you guys are entrepreneurs out here. My subscribers are some of the most smart and innovative and creative people I have ever come into like interaction encounter with. I don't really know the term, but I can't wait to meet you guys one day. I've been like trying to like work on like, you know, trying to branch out a little bit, like maybe kind of do some like different things. I don't know. I'm trying to like rebrand my Twitter and stuff. Like Twitter is just so over my head, but I'm trying to get a little bit better at all these things. Maybe you'll see me more on your Instagram, on your Twitter page or something soon. I would love to get a playlist, which is like probably not made for me. I think it's made for all like the TikTok dancers types. But anyways, thank you so much, HeHa Studio. I really appreciate all the things you sent me. I think the pink shirt is definitely my favorite and I love this first pen. I just think it's just like, oh, I love the different colors and things like that. So thank you so much, and I will see you guys in a new video soon. Bye, guys.